Your child is screaming, throwing toys, completely losing it. And what do most parents do? They start talking, explaining, reasoning, negotiating. Here's the shocking truth. Every word you say is making it worse. I know that sounds crazy, but neuroscience has proven that during a meltdown, your child's brain literally cannot process language. It's like trying to have a rational conversation with someone who's drowning. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will transform how you handle these explosive moments. And the results? Parents are reporting meltdowns that used to last 45 minutes, now ending in under 5. Let's dive in. Here's what's happening inside your child's brain during a meltdown that most parents don't understand. When kids reach that explosive point, their amygdala, the emotional alarm system, completely hijacks their brain. Dr. Dan Siegel calls this flipping your lid. The prefrontal cortex, which handles logic, language, and reasoning, it goes completely offline. Imagine someone handed you a calculus textbook while you're having a panic attack. Could you solve equations? Of course not. That's exactly what's happening when you try to reason with a melting down child. Neuroscience research from Yale and other leading universities shows that when children are in a highly emotional state, the parts of the brain responsible for language and reasoning significantly shut down. In those moments, your child isn't choosing to ignore you. Their brain literally can't process what you're saying. That's why trying to reason during a meltdown feels like speaking a foreign language. But here's what blows my mind. We know this intellectually, yet the moment our kids start screaming in the grocery store, what do? Use your words. Calm down. If you don't stop right now. Sound familiar? The real question is, if talking doesn't work, what does? Let me tell you about Sarah, a mom I met in a parenting workshop I attended. Her 4-year-old would have 30-minute screaming sessions daily. She tried everything: timeouts, consequences, explaining feelings. Nothing worked. Then she tried what I'm about to share with you. The next meltdown? 4 minutes, total. Here's the secret. Get quiet and get close. I know it sounds too simple, but listen to the science behind it. When you stop talking and move closer, not aggressively, calmly, you're doing something powerful. You're activating what Dr. Stephen Porges calls the social engagement system. Your calm, quiet presence sends a biological signal. You're safe. I'm here. This will pass. Here's exactly what to do. Step 1. Stop talking immediately, not one more word. Step 2. Lower your body to their level. This is crucial. Standing over them feels threatening. Step 3. Stay within arm's reach, but don't force contact. Step 4. Breathe slowly and deliberately. They'll unconsciously start matching your breathing. Step 5. Wait, just wait. And yes, this is hard. You'll feel like a statue in a hurricane. Your brain will be screaming, "Do something!" But remember, you are doing something. You're being the calm in their storm, even if you're secretly planning your escape to Tahiti in your head. When you stay calm during a meltdown, you're not doing nothing. You're actively helping your child calm down faster. Your nervous system becomes the anchor that pulls them out of the storm. But wait, what if they're hitting or throwing things? That's where the next part gets interesting. Okay, let's be real. Sometimes kids aren't just crying, they're in full destruction mode. Hitting, kicking, throwing. You can't just sit there silently while they demolish your living room, right? Here's where most parents mess up again. They start the lecture. "We don't hit. Hitting hurts. How would you feel if—" Stop. Remember, their language center is offline. Instead, use these 3 silent interventions. Move, Sayus 1. The gentle block. If they're hitting, calmly catch their hands. No words, no angry face. Just firm, gentle blocking. Your face stays neutral. This is not a punishment. It's a boundary. Move, Nurker 2. The environment shift. If they're throwing things, silently remove the objects or guide them to a safer space. Think of yourself as a calm bodyguard, not a lecturer. One parent told me she literally picked up her thrashing 3-year-old and sat on the floor with him, holding him gently but firmly. No words. He stopped in 90 seconds. Move number 3, the offer. Once the peak intensity drops, usually 2 to 3 minutes, silently offer comfort. Open arms, a gentle hand on the back. Let them decide if they want it. About 80% of kids will eventually lean in. Here's what really surprised me. When parents consistently use silent co-regulation, The benefits don't stop with that one meltdown. Over time, these children actually become better at regulating their own emotions because they've learned what calm feels like from the inside. You know what this means? You're not just stopping this meltdown. You're literally building their brain's capacity to handle emotions for life. But here's the part nobody talks about. What happens after the meltdown ends? This is the game changer that most parenting advice completely misses. Once your child calms down, there's a critical 15-minute window where their brain is uniquely receptive to learning. Dr. Bruce Perry's research on childhood trauma shows that immediately after an emotional storm, the brain releases oxytocin and other bonding chemicals. This is nature's way of reconnecting after conflict. It's your golden opportunity. But here's the mistake. Parents either immediately launch into, "So what did we learn?" mode too soon, or they pretend nothing happened. Missed opportunity. Here's the perfect post-meltdown sequence. Minutes 1 to 5. Reconnect, still minimal talking. Offer water, a snack, a hug. Physical comfort first. Maybe say, "That was hard, huh?" That's it. Minutes 5 to 10. Reflect. If they're ready, follow their lead. If they start talking, listen. You might say, "You were really upset about the blue cup." Simple observations, not lectures. Minutes 10 to 15. Repair. This is where light teaching happens. Next time you feel that big feeling coming, what could you do? Let them generate ideas. Kids who create their own solutions are 3x more likely to use them. And if they say, "Next time I'll scream louder," well, at least they're honest. You can work with honest. Just maybe suggest some alternatives after you suppress that laugh. Important distinction. This isn't about making them apologize immediately. Forced apologies teach nothing except how to say empty words. Focus on understanding and connection first. One dad told me his 6-year-old daughter, after a meltdown about homework, said during this window, "My brain felt like fireworks." That's gold. She's developing emotional vocabulary because he gave her space to process, instead of lecturing while she was dysregulated. You're probably wondering, does this really work for all ages? The core principle, stop talking, stay calm, be present, works across all ages. But the execution shifts. Ages 2 to 4. Pure physical presence, these little ones need you close. They have almost zero ability to self-regulate. You're literally lending them your calm nervous system. Stay within touching distance. Expect this phase to require the most hands-on co-regulation. Ages 5 to 7. Presence plus. Minimal words. They can handle a few words during the peak. "I'm here." "You're safe." That's it. After calming, they can start identifying feelings with your help. Use emotion charts or feeling faces. Ages 8 to 10. Strategic space. Some kids this age want you near, but not touching. Respect that. You might sit nearby and say, "I'm right here when you're ready." The post-meltdown conversation can be more detailed. They can connect actions to consequences. Ages 11 plus. The respectful retreat teens often need space during emotional overwhelm. The silent principle still applies. Don't chase them with lectures. Instead, "I can see you're really upset. I'm here if you need me." Then give space. Check back in 20 minutes. The universal truth, less talking, more connection at every age. A middle school counselor shared that she uses this with teenagers having anxiety attacks. She sits nearby, says nothing, just breathes calmly. She told me, "The kids later say, 'Thank you for not making me talk.'" They just needed to not be alone with their feelings. Quick thing before we continue. If this is changing how you think about meltdowns, do me a favor and smash that like button. And subscribe if you want more brain-based parenting strategies that actually work. Hit the bell too, because I share stuff here that goes against conventional parenting advice, and you won't want to miss it. All right, back to what you do when your child has meltdowns in public places, because that's a whole different beast. Let's talk about every parent's nightmare. The grocery store meltdown, the restaurant breakdown, the playground explosion, when it feels like 50 people are judging your parenting skills. Here's the truth. Your child's emotional well-being is more important than strangers' opinions. I know that's hard to internalize, but it's essential. The strategy stays the same. Get quiet, get close. But with one addition, Remove to a calmer environment if possible, not as punishment, but as support. We're going to the car where it's quieter, said calmly, not angrily. When a child is already overwhelmed, extra lights, noise, and people can push their nervous system even further into overload. Sometimes the most helpful thing you can do isn't to say more, it's to reduce stimulation. If you can't leave, create a bubble. Turn your back to onlookers, literally block them out. Get low, stay quiet. One mom told me she sits on the floor in Target during meltdowns. People stare, but my kid calms down faster, so who cares? That's the energy. Your child's nervous system regulation beats social approval every time. And here's something beautiful. When other parents see you calmly handling a meltdown without yelling or threatening, you're giving them permission to do the same. You're changing the culture, one quiet moment at a time. All right, let's bring this home. Here's what you need to remember. Stop talking during meltdowns. Your words can't reach their brain anyway. Get quiet, get close, and be the calm their nervous system needs. Use silent interventions for safety, then use that golden 15-minute window afterward for connection and learning. Now I'm curious. What's your biggest challenge? Meltdowns at home or in public? Drop your answer in the comments because I read every single one. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more parenting strategies backed by neuroscience, not just tradition. And tap the bell so you don't miss new videos. Speaking of handling tough parenting moments, in my next video, I'm revealing a technique Korean parents use to stop tantrums in literally 60 seconds. It's based on a completely different cultural approach to emotional regulation, and when I tried it in my own family and shared it with a few other parents, we were honestly surprised by how quickly it worked. You're going to want to see this. Thank you for watching.